Shut up and sit down.
Hello, gang. Colin here, Festa 67's workshop, and the guru. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey everyone.
How you doing, mate?
I'm alright. Got to be a little bit quiet tonight because I don't want to keep Mama Fox awake.
Absolutely, it's brilliant. She's home, mate.
She's doing sleepy times now, so I need to keep it a bit quiet.
Quick little shout out as well for Dad. He's a bit poorly at the moment. He's got a sore back and is laid up in bed and feeling miserable and a bit fed up with himself and the lips.
Big hugs
out,
to Dad.
Get well soon, mate.
Get well soon,
if you need
Dad.
anything, chuck us a message. And
this is the finger of hugs for Dad.
Absolutely.
It's not the same as the finger of shame. It's the other hand. It's the finger of hugs.
Exactly. And the last time you had a bad back, the cure was prunes. All I'm saying.
Only because he had to run, and that just forced him not to have a bad back.
Anyway, first
see your doctor.
it was me. Yeah. If you don't go and see your doctor, we're going to tell your daughter.
Oh.
Yes. Hugh Gordon's in with an 8. Says early worm gets the bird.
Early worm. There's a worm at the bottom of the garden, and its name is Wiggly Woo.
Richard Pezzle's in, says evening. Hello, mate.
Hey, Richard.
All right. Candygram for Mongo's in, says hello to everyone. Hello Jeff. I hope you're doing all right, mate. Eric is in from Twisted Rail, says evening, Cole Fox. I know he hopes that Mama's Fox is doing a lot better. Yes, she's fast asleep, mate, isn't she?
Yeah, she's back home. She's been back home for a couple of days. She's doing all right. She's slowly getting better. Hopefully, she'll keep getting better now. No more crises will happen. I don't want any more things to go wrong.
Richard saying hello to Eric. That's Fox saying good evening, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Alex Fox in saying how do. Hello, Alex. Hope you're doing all right, mate.
Mm-hmm. Welcome.
Joseph Kelly's in Friday evening with Fox Festa. Oh dear. It's the pink tunnel. That sounded wrong.
Big pink tunnel? What, beg your pardon?
Oh no, it didn't come out right, did it?
Don't you point out my big pink tunnel on the telly?
Yeah, how long we've been on?
Yeah, moments.
Yeah.
Mere moments.
Johnny's in, says evening, Peeps. Hello,
hey,
Johnny. Hope you're doing all right. Daniela's in, says evening, everyone. Hello, mate.
Hello. Evening. Listen, morning then for some reason.
Yeah. Fox is saying there, everyone's fine and dandy. Hugh Gordon, Richard Pezzle, Twisted Rail, Alex Falk, Joseph Kelly, Johnny and Scale Modelling. Chaos.
That's everyone that was there when I typed those words.
There you go. First yawn of the night. See?
Yay.
Tell them live. Johnny says hello to Richard. James is in, says evening, guys.
Hey, James.
Fox is saying Persona 4
That's a yawn.
music time.
I did a yawn for you.
And for 10p, HSP restoration even.
That's a video game reference. Your music's out. If you ever get a chance, listen to the Persona 4 game soundtrack. The battle music is very similar to the first couple of tracks on your pre-roll.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I raided the YouTube library so that I didn't end up with copyright.
I'll send you. I might have. I think I've got the soundtracks, or I did have. If I can find it, I'll send you. There's just a couple that are a bit like that, a bit more J-pop, but they're still kind of. You'll see what I mean.
Well, the original sound I had was a bit, like sort of very elevator music, and people was like, "Oh, you could do something a bit more rocky." So, I just went to the other extreme.
Yeah, I have the chill out music, but that's not really your thing, though, is it? Chill out music. It is for me, not for you.
Richard says hi to Chaos, JC Bricks. That's everyone saying hello to me and you.
Hello.
Let's have a look, see who else is in. Excuse me.
I've already yawned. You've got me yawning as well now.
That's me saying hugularities to James, and how's Alicia's cooking, because he made the cardinal sin of critiquing his wife's cooking.
Oh, that's the dumbest shit you can ever do. Well, no, actually, there's dumber stuff you can do, but yeah.
Absolutely, and I didn't throw him under the bus for it at all.
Has he got used to the kitchen being his domain now?
Well, it's going to be, mate, because, speed dusting going on around him, mate. It's icy in his lounge.
That's how you guarantee that you'll always be making the dinner from now on, by criticising the other person that does it.
Yeah. That's you saying, would it be mushrooms, fried onion rings? You'll have to
wait and see. Oh, which chips is chips?
RW Hobbies is in, saying hello. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing all right. Buddy. Daniela says, Colin, it's not true. James had a bowl of cereal as he didn't want to risk eating her food.
We can neither we can not subscribe to such conversations and take no part in this.
No, I'm going to sit on the fence. Oh God!
You know the best response. Just go, Switzerland. What do you think, Colin? Switzerland.
An ecumenical matter.
Yep, Switzerland. That would be an ecumenical matter.
Daniela says it's not true. Oh yeah, I've left that one out. Hugh Gordon says Bombay bad boy pot noodle.
Oh yeah.
World is sold out of chicken and mushroom.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, I've got them all here, mate. Well, I've got 8 left, so I've done well.
You've had 4. That was me doing maths. Did you see that?
I'm impressed.
It still took me like 6 or 7 seconds because I had to get it. I had to guess it and then make sure it was correct. Double check it.
Edward Leonard in saying evening, ladies.
Hang on, I've got to do it. Squishy hugs.
Squish. Jamie Bones saying, yay, Gothram.
Hey, Jamie.
How you doing, mate?
You really are yawning tonight, aren't you?
It's just because I've gone live, mate.
Oh,
Angus Allen's in. Good day, Colin Foxx.
Hey, Angus.
I always yawn when we go live, mate. It's terrible.
Yeah, you're yawning. You're yawning. You look. I can't speak. I'm shutting up.
Get well soon, says Candy to Mike at Scaly. Absolutely, mate. Johnny says it's more like he's had too many cakes.
There is that possibility.
RW saying to you, Gordon, awesome. Jamie Bones saying hello to everyone.
Hey, Jamie.
Adam's
I'm yawning now.
I know, it's good. Oh, God.
Oh, stop it. Why are you yawning?
Evening, everyone. Tune in to Fox's Pink Straw after an advert for male performance pills. Yeah, I know. It's perfect timing, wasn't it?
I don't need any special pills because I've got a big pink straw. It's flexible
It's
too.
rather transfixing.
And it's the best thing is it's also ribbed.
Oh. Oh no.
I can't compress it. Never mind. It doesn't shrink.
Does make a rather distinctive noise as well.
Yes.
Edward says that's what happened to him, Fox. But then again, he's a great cook now.
Yeah, exactly.
And Edward Leonard is saying hey to Jeff. So that's the chat caught up with just in time because I'm yawning like a.
Yeah, yawning as well. God damn it. I mean, I'm okay to yawn because I've been up since 9 o'clock and it's midnight now, so I'm tired. But
oh yeah, I had a bit of a power nap
sleep.
this afternoon. Yeah, I had a bit of a power nap this afternoon.
You're like the tides; you never cease, and you get by on like about 20 minutes sleep.
Yeah. I've had so far since Monday. I've had about 7 hours sleep on and off.
I think you're like a dolphin. I think you've perfected the ability to have half your brain sleeping while the other half isn't, and then they switch.
Yeah, it does catch up with you.
Yeah. Is that when you face plant?
Yeah, it does catch up with you, but yeah.
Claire's in. Hey, Claire.
Hiya, Claire. Hello, how are you?
Scale Model and Kel says
it the wrong camera.
Scale says it might be long, Fox, but it's very thin. That's just the way it looks on camera. Trust me.
Yeah, it's just the cut of my trousers.
Yeah, trust me. In real life, you'd need a wide-angle lens.
Trying to think what I was going to do. Wet palette time. Wet palette time.
Oh, you're doing the paintage?
Yeah, I'm doing a bit of painting, mate.
What paintage are you paintaging tonight?
I'm
going to guess yellow.
A bit on the Waz bomb.
Oh, yeah.
A bit more on that.
Waz bomb. Which bit are you going to snap off?
Oh, mate, I've already pulled 2 bits off today. These flaps. I had trouble with me flaps. Yeah. But it's getting there. Slowly but surely.
I ended up having to super glue my flaps on.
Yeah, I've tidied me checkers up, as you can see. So
yeah. Oh, yeah, they're looking nice now. Bit of weathering on them and they'll just look perfect.
So, yeah, it's getting there. And obviously, I've got me little Sentinel. So I'm going to do a bit on him as well.
You got me yawning now. Only thing is you can't see me yawning.
No. Why do you think I was so quick to go down to me down cam?
You're always quick to get... I'll start again. No, wait. That's not what I was trying to say.
Sarah Jane's in, says, hi all, can you keep the noise down? I'm in bed.
Hey, Sarah Jane.
Sorry, Sarah Jane. No, why did I know that was coming?
It takes a lot of effort for me to get close to the microphone when it's over there. Well, you're good, Sarah Jane. I've got to be quiet tonight anyway, Sarah Jane, because Mama Fox is in bed, so I don't want to make too much noise.
How are we all anyway in Chatland? Hope everyone's all right and suave, windswept and interesting.
Wait, hang on. Have I got followers that are suave, windswept and interesting? I hope so. I would assume so. I would assume all my followers are. Oh, and I would assume all your followers are as well.
Oh, yeah, all my followers are highly sophisticated.
I think we can take that as read, basically, can't we?
Absolutely. Quite why they follow me, I don't know, because they're all super windswept and interesting.
I don't know, maybe they get paid for it or something.
Well, yeah, it does cost me a lot of money, mate.
Yeah. Right, I've now got to build some pox walkers. I don't know which ones I built last time. That was a dumb thing to do, wasn't it? I didn't mark off.
You've done about 9 dudes in a couple of shows, didn't you? I was mighty impressed.
But I don't know which. I tend to mark them off when I finish them, but I didn't mark off the ones I finished. But now I don't know if these are ones I built last time or from the previous batch, from the other kit.
Ones you did last time, and all had backpacks. One of them had a big fighting hand.
No,
hand of big fightiness.
No, it's this guy here, this pox walker. I think I made him. But I've got the ones that I made from the other box set, so I don't know. I'm completely confused. I've got to go now and find him on the sprue, haven't I? Basically.
And of course. Go on, carry on.
Well, go on, carry on. I was about to say, what have you been up to?
I might have been purchasing things this week.
Oh, exciting things.
Yeah, but this is the point as well where you're going to mock me.
No, I would never mock you.
Yeah, you say that now.
I would never mock you, Star. I would mock you. Well, have you received the things, or have they not arrived?
Yeah. You're the one who got the commish, so yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's adjust the camera of goodness.
Which one have you got? You've got the Boomdecker Snazwagon. Nice. Nice.
Oh.
The guys with the Molotov cocktails. Yeah. And what does it say on the back of it? It's got is it get what needs a lesson on the front? It says, I think.
Stupid git what needs a lesson.
That's it. Stupid git what needs a lesson.
You were so right about Orc, because it's all the sort of things that I would say. So I've done that, and I got some paints of goodness as well. So
good lad.
And God, I've got a confession to make.
Go on. What have you done?
Well, I made the purchases on the day where triple points were getting issued.
Oh yeah, is this where everything's half price? So you buy twice as much?
I'm maybe on 642 points.
I don't mind, because that's commission for me, mate. If you're buying them on my account, yes.
Oh yeah, I always use your account when I go in. It's our unwritten agreement, isn't it?
Because the thing is, I've not bought anything for ages, so when I do buy stuff, it'll be going on your account.
Yeah.
Excuse
me.
What
been in a different place, haven't you? Bless you.
I have. Anyway, what else did you get? You said you got something else.
Yeah, I got paints.
Paints and the Snazwagon and. Well,
that's it at the moment.
I would not mock you for such things.
No, I thought you would mock me for the amount of points that I seem to be accumulating.
I will mock you for the way you've put that brush in the wet palette.
Yeah, but it's got paint on the end of it. It's all right.
Yeah, but you're squishing the bristles. That's horrible.
Oh, no, it's laying down flat. Bristles ain't even touching anything.
Oh.
It's on the ferrule. Stop being a girl.
All right. It looked like they were actually laying flat on the wet palette. I would have to mock you for that.
No, it's at a dubious angle with a ridge on the face. Let's bring it into the camera. Look. Stop picking on me.
That's all right then. As long as they're not resting on the bristles, that's fine.
I'm not totally thick, you know.
I know that. It just looks like
Xandri dust.
That's a good colour, that Xandri dust.
Typhus even, corrosion.
That's, do you know what that is?
No idea. Scrag brown.
Okay, Scrag brown is a great rust colour if you apply it as a wash.
Yeah, Rhinoxide.
That's a good base colour for leathers.
What other paint was there? Was something else I got. Tower Light Ochre.
Yeah, that and Rhinox hide and Scrag brown work all really well together for leather, brown leather.
Oh right, yeah.
So you could base it in all of those colours. You could base it in Rhinox hide, and then you could use like your Scrag brown or your other browns because they're lighter, to create different shades of leather. So you can have like highlights in Scrag Brown and then smaller highlights in Zandri Dust. So they're all great leather colours. There's the Typhus Corrosion.
Yeah.
There's 2 colours you've got there that are brilliant for weathering. The Scrag Brown. If you've got some Lamian medium, haven't you?
Yeah.
If you get a little bit of that and put a tiny bit of Scrag Brown in it, you can use the Scrag Brown like a pin wash to go round details, and it's got a kind of like rust colour.
Yeah.
So you can use it like a pin wash. So you get rust that collects around like a shape or down a panel line or something.
Oh yeah, a bit like you do with Starship Filth almost. Where
But it's more like say you've got a surface like that, and let's say there was let's say you had, I can't really put something white on there, can I? Let's say you had I haven't got anything round. Okay, let's say you had this surface here, and you had that detail on the top.
Yeah.
What you could do is you could make a sort of thin wash with the Lamian medium and the Scrag Brown, and just touch the brush to it, and it'll collect round the bottom.
Oh right, yeah.
And it's not so much for making rusty patches, but for that kind of leached rust where the water drips and collects in it, because it obviously when you make the wash, or you can use water instead of medium, but it's that nice bright orangey brown colour that's very rusty. It's very subtle. It's a really good colour, that. But the Typhus Corrosion, it's not actually a paint. It's a technical paint. It's a special effect paint.
Yeah.
And what you do is you can paint that into crevices and recesses or areas where there's you want rust and corrosion, and it's kind of a ganky greeny brown colour, but it's got particles in it. It's got a texture to it.
Oh right, so it's almost like a rust pigment almost.
No, it's not. It's not so much that. It is a paint, but it's just got grittiness to it.
Oh, texture.
So if you kind of just paint it into little recesses, you can dry brush it however you want to do it. You can just touch it into a recess or into a corner. It just, if you've got other rust colours on there, it just gives it that little kind of, rust goes all bubbly and lumpy. It's like that, but it's not a rust. Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah,
it's not a rust colour, but it kind of works as a really dark rusted, like the paint's all gone bubbly. It's like that.
I may have watched some really strange, weird man building a WAS bomb who had some of that, and I thought, that ain't a bad exhaust effect there that he's done with that. I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name. Fox, that was it. Some bloke called Fox.
Did I use Typhus Corrosion? Did I?
It was on the WAS bomb.
Did I? Why have I completely forgotten that?
I don't know.
Okay, it's more than 5 minutes ago, but yeah, that's the kind of paint that you'll touch into little, you've got two bits where two panels, two surfaces join like that, like a corner or a curve. You can just touch it in, and it just gives it that little extra. It's kind of the one. There's effects that you can't really see it, but it's there.
Yeah,
you'll see.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's subtle.
That's the thing. I mean, get one of your old test pigs and just try it. You paint it on and see what happens. It might just look like an oily slick of a mess, but if you get it in a corner, it's just a little touch paint that you can use. It's really quite a good paint.
Yeah, I just thought, well, it was on the wish list. Let's bung it all in the basket and get it ordered before I'm incapacitated, because you know what's going to happen, mate. I'm going to absolutely beat the devil out of Goblin Gaming when I'm upstairs, you know.
Oh, good God, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. But you've got some good leather colours there with those browns.
Well, yeah, this is it. I'm just looking at building up some of the armoury, just to experiment,
Well, like I say, the Rhinox hide is a real great dark base colour for leathers. You could paint something that dark brown, and then you could dry brush Scrag Brown over it to get a nice orangey leather.
Oh,
or
right,
you could dry brush the Zandri Dust over it to get a faded leather, or you could just paint highlights or use glazes. But all those browns, I like red browns and yellowy browns for leather. They're really cool. We're doing modelling talk, aren't we? This isn't normal, is it? Should we just stop? Do we stop?
I think people might think that we're imposters because we're talking about models and
about stuff that we know nothing about. So I was going to ask you anyway, ages ago, what have you been up to, buddy? What's been happening in the world of Col?
Prepping for next week has been the priority, mate. If I'm honest, I've had a lot going on to do with that, as you know.
Yep.
And it's one of those, you can't really take on too many new projects at the moment because you don't know how long you're going to be laid up for. So
yeah, you're kind of not in limbo, but you're kind of stuck a little bit, aren't you? You don't want to.
Yeah, I've kind of just been fettling a bit with, the Valkyrie. I've done some more work on the E-Models bike, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
But I was going to start filming the Baneblade, but I thought, sod it, I'll do that when I'm on the road to recovery, because that'll give me an incentive to get my arse into gear,
Yeah,
so,
quite literally.
yeah, so yeah,
yeah.
Well, it's been one of them strange weeks.
Well, that's the beauty about the way you've built your stuff with your little, all your bits of stuff added to things, and the way you've cobbled together your builds is that there's so much to paint on there that you can just fettle around and pick away at them over the next week. Over the last week or so, you could just pick at them and still have a good time painting, because there's so much mileage. There's so much mileage in your sort of modded builds.
Yeah,
I mean, that
Baneblade is going to be one hell of a. Oh. I'm really looking forward to that, I must admit. I'm looking at it now just off shot.
I'm jealous you get to paint it.
It's the insanity of it. The more I look at it, the more I find, and the more I think, I can't remember putting that on there.
I don't remember doing it. Did I do that? Well, it's like
it's
like you saying to me now about using the typhus corrosion on the flying thing, and I'm like, I don't remember doing that. So
yeah,
and yet you've got a whole damn tank there. Did I do that?
Well, yeah. I mean, I moved it the other day to get into the cupboard behind it, and I just sat there and I put it on me electric turntable and was just sitting there staring at it, trying to get a take on how I'm going to do the paint series, because like I say, you're going to. If I do like a bronze or whatever, it'll be across the whole model, so I'll film doing one bit. When we come back, we've put all the bronze, we've spoke about that.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at it, trying to figure out good angles to film and all of that. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, holy shit, that's going to be one hell of a paint job.
Well, there's the phrase called the golden angle. When you're taking a photograph of a model, of anything really, everything has what's called the golden angle, which is kind of the best angle at which you can see a lot of the detail of a model, and it shows off all the good stuff. If you do a tank, for example, taking a shot of the front, well, it's not really a golden angle because all you see is the front. It looks a bit flat. Yeah. But like a 3/4 view from the left or right is because then you get all the side, you get the front, you get the top. So, but your Baneblade is completely made of golden angles. There isn't a bad angle on it.
Oh, no, it's insane, isn't it?
Apart from underneath.
It really is.
Now, I have to ask you...
garnered a bit of interest. People are sort of asking when I'm going to start it. So.
Well, yeah. Well, nobody's ever seen anything like that before. Now, I have to ask you the question, though. When you put it on the spinny thing of happiness, in your head, did you hear... little fairground ride.
Yeah.
I can't do the magic roundabout music for obvious reasons, but you know.
Yeah, it was one of them. I just sort of finally got the slight insanity of the whole project, and it was, yeah. Well,
the thing is with anything creative like that, it's always good to just step away from it for a while and then come back to it later anyway. Yeah. I mean, I'll say that again. You and I have discussed it before. When you get to the point everybody gets to this point in a build, especially if you're a painter, where you get so far and you get disillusioned with it and you think it's terrible.
Yeah.
But at the back of your mind, it only looks terrible because it's not finished, and you know that if you know it's going to look good. So it's always good to just step away and then come back to it later, because you're giving yourself that fresh pair of eyes. And it's the same with something like that. You walk away from it for a bit and do something else, and when you come back to it, you'll be like, wow, did I do that?
Well, this is it. I mean, I had it the other week with a WASBomb. I was just not feeling it, so I started playing with the Sentinel again and just doing other stuff, and then spent an evening just playing with the WASBomb and just touching bits of it up, and gradually it started coming back to us,
Well, the thing is that when you I'm just got to kind of wipe my nose. When you're steeped in a build and you see a flaw, either in your work or whatever, you can't not see that flaw. Every time you look at it, you'll see that flaw. So if you just put it away for a bit, go away and do something else and come back, then by the time you get back to it, you've actually forgotten what that problem was. A lot of times you'll have forgotten where your flaw was, and you won't even see it next time.
I mean, I had that conscious thing when I built a Baneblade where I didn't want to paint it straight away. I wanted to paint a few Warhammer items first, just to get a feel for the techniques and that before I tackle it, you know. And this is where I think it's paid off just parking it like I have with its base colour and its pre-shape, just so that I can go, right, it's going to have this, and this, and
Well, it's like we were saying last week, wasn't it, that since you started that, and you thought, I want to get everything right so I know what I'm doing, but since then you've realised that, you know, you want to try and find maybe your own way of painting things as well, and try and find other methods. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong at all with, like you say, parking it until you find a technique that you're happy painting with. It might be that you don't paint it for months because you know, you start painting something and find a new way to do something. You'll be all experimenting. You could come back to it in 3 years and be like, right, now I know how I want to paint it.
Well, it's like I said to you at the time, wasn't it? I just wanted to learn the techniques, get my head round what works before I take, because I want to do it justice, because it is one of those, it's a one-off, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Somebody said in chat, Fox sounds like a typhus corrosion salesman, says Edward Leonard. Somebody said something where, let's have a look, have a quick look at chat while you're painting. Let's have a look. Johnny's building a tractor trailer car carrier.
Oh, nice.
That sounds like 4 different things all made out into one thing. Dan Kramer's in, says, hi everyone, I hope things are well for everybody. Hi Dan.
Hello Dan, I hope you're doing all right, pal.
Claire says, nice tips on the paints, those paint names are great. The funny thing with the Games Workshop paints is they have stupid names, but every single one of the names means something in Warhammer lore.
Yeah.
So like Typhus Corrosion, Typhus is I think he's one of the heralds of Nurgle, so he's in the Death Guard, and Death Guard are all made of plague and pestilence and corrosion, so Typhus is a member of the Death Guard. Things like I'm trying to think of them now. Abaddon Black. There's a character called Abaddon who's a bad guy and his armor's always black. So all the names mean even stupid, like the most stupidest of names. Like there's actually a paint called Emperor's Children.
Yeah.
And when you actually, I'll never forget the first time I watched a video where Duncan actually says, and I swear to God he says this, we're now going to paint the brain in Emperor's Children.
Yeah.
But Emperor's Children is a faction of Space Marines who have pink armour. And the paint's pink. So yeah, so the names are great, but I like to take the mickey out of them. So let's have a look. Where are we? Sarah Jane says, Colin, I'll have my post-op checkup in a few weeks. Quite anxious over that.
Yeah, hopefully it goes all right for you, love.
Yeah.
Because you've had a bit of a setback, so I hear.
So yeah, good luck with that, Sarah Jane.
I hope it's going all right for you, darling, and you know where we are.
I've never actually had an operation. I've had a minor thing done once many years ago that's not even worth mentioning.
Oh, blimey,
I've never actually had proper full-on surgery type stuff, so I've no idea what that's like.
God, I've had, 15 just on my spine?
Yeah, no, I've never.
It's insane.
Never been through it, so I have no concept of. I've had a procedure done, but it was minor, so.
Yeah, about 20 years ago, I had a really heavy motorcycle accident. I got struck by a drunk driver.
Yeah.
So that done breastbone, both legs, collarbones, that sort of thing. So they were operated on. That's why they call me Wolverine down at the MRI, because of the amount of metal in me.
One can only hope that karma kicked the drunk driver's ass as much as possible.
I don't know whether they ever got him, to be honest with you, mate. I've never heard anything back. So
no, but that's what I mean. One can only hope that, because I remember you said that before, but one can only hope that karma kicked his ass for him, or her ass.
It's one of them. You know, I'm alive to talk about it. Could have been worse, couldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the universe will pay it back. Don't worry.
Yeah, but... So, yeah, surgeries, you know, it's funny. Helen was on about this the other day. She said in the last decade, there hasn't been a year that's gone by where you haven't been recovering from a major surgery.
Yeah.
you know, and it does. It opens your eyes a bit.
Oh, well, when you think about it, there hasn't been a year gone by when one of the two of you hasn't been having some sort of surgery, because she's had a hand done, didn't she?
She's.
Do we know when she's getting her other hand done yet?
She's looking at probably October next year.
All right, cool.
So yeah.
Is that just because it takes that long, or is that because of COVID delaying it? And
COVID delay, mate. Yeah. But yeah, she's going to have it done. You know, she's so glad she's had it done, and yeah.
How's she doing now with a fixed hand?
It's taken a little while to get used to it, because it's like muscle memory, isn't it? Your brain. It's a bit like when I had my spine fused. You go to make movements that you once did, and you no longer can. Yeah, you suddenly find you're on your grifter, and you're like, wait, I can't turn it now. Yeah. You're like, crap, I can't get on my bike. No. Yeah, so of course, you know, she does that, and of course, where she's trying to grip something with the fingers that don't move, she can strain them a little bit, and you know, she's caused herself some discomfort a few times, but like she said, you know, she's getting used to it now. She's getting her head round it, and I suppose it's like an actor wearing a costume where they have like a you know, like you get characters that have like fingers that I can't imagine, like, you know, like movies and stuff where they have like a hand and they've like a glove on or something, and they can't move the fingers. Yeah, but it's like that, isn't it? You just have to get. I mean, I have it with me fusions where simple things like, say for instance, you want to get something down from the top cupboard in the kitchen. Yeah, you stand there with your feet flat on the floor, but you can extend your spine, can't you, to give yourself that little. I can't, because it's fused. You can't do that. But your brain still tells you can, so you do it, and then suddenly you get the muscles go against whatever, and then that is very easy to tweak muscles and injure yourself. You get a muscle that's like, hold on there. And that's where I struggle with. It's the same as the ones in my neck. It catches you out, you know, but. Well, like you say, though, it's learning the muscle. It's the new muscle memory, isn't it? You've got to learn all over again. So absolutely, it's like I broke when I had an injury to my hand. I'm right-handed, and I injured my hand. I hurt my thumb, and I had to have my thumb in a thing, so I couldn't do anything with it. My whole, you know, you wear that glove that goes up your arm, and it's like it's like a brace thing. One of those. Yeah, it's actually. Can I reach it from here? I've actually still got it. It's one of them. I kept it because it's free and it's kind of awesome. Yeah, I use mine when I'm struggling with me shakes to paint, because it's got a steel strip in it. Yeah, and it stops me getting me crab hands. Yeah, that's what I had. I thought it looked really cool, because it was like Quake in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know, the kind of things they wear. Yeah. Anyway, so I got that, but I suddenly realised all the things I did with my right hand, I now had to do with my left hand, and my left hand had no idea what the fuck it was doing, because my left hand doesn't do anything. So it's like how to tie a shoelace with just my left hand. Yeah. Or, you know, how to, you know, just like driving, because I couldn't. Yeah. I could do it, but I couldn't do too much with that hand, and this was normally the steering hand, so it was kind of challenging. Toileting habits had to be adapted slightly. That was interesting. Yeah, that's the one where, because I'm fused in my lower back, I'm fused just below where me ribs end and the spine starts, just behind your heart. Yeah. And then obviously I've got artificial joints and fusions in my neck. So simple things like that. Yeah, you have to relearn. This is, all joking aside, this is where I get stuck, you know, like in cupboards or when I get down on the deck, because you can't just twist yourself around, can you? Yeah, if you're sat in front of a cupboard trying to reach something at the back, you can lean into it. I go so far, I overbalance and I end up falling into it. Yeah. Well, it's almost like, I mean, for you, it's probably almost like that, like in the same way you've got that steel bar in that wrist guard. Yes. That stops you doing that. I guess for you, probably it's like having a corset that's got steel strips down the sides and the back, so you can't twist. Pretty much so, mate. And it does, it catches you out. It really does. It's silly things. Go on. I was going to say, I take it you can't twist left and right very much, but you also can't. I mean, you can't. I can to a degree, but I can only go so far because of resistance. Yeah, because you can do that a little bit. Yeah, but you can't do that, I guess. No. That's because that's where you'd have like steel bars down the side. You can't do that. Can't do. Sorry, that, Guthorn. No. I'm squishing Guthorn there. You're a good lad. No.
Yeah, so basically what you have to do is have your house completely cleared of all cupboards.
Yeah, this is why I have so many boom. I was asked this because I put a photograph up recently of me bench.
Yeah.
And someone went, have you got a fetish about boom arms? Because like, I've got about a dozen boom arms around me. And I said, well, no, because
near storage units.
From my chair, I can reach everything with me grabber because it's all on boom arms, me mics, me lights, everything, you know. And like the drawer next to me, when I open it and slide it out, inside is me printer for me decals.
Yep.
The other cupboard next to me, I pull the door and the whole compressor slides out. So everything can be reached from this chair. When I set my bench up, I actually sat out here in my wheelchair, played with me grabber to see how far I could reach.
Played with me grabber,
Nearest. And that's how I designed it, because I know at some point I will end up in the pram permanently. I know it's coming. So why not design this cave and future-proof it at this stage whilst I'm able to?
Exactly. I mean, from there's a lot. I know. With you, there's a lot of issues around the wheelchair anyway. Not that we need to go into here, but at least from in point of view of the workbench, not the outside world, but in terms of the workbench, it's just another chair, isn't it? It's just another chair. Yeah. So as long as you can sort your workbench out so that when you have to do that, it's all to hand, then brilliant.
Yeah, the only thing I haven't done is lowered all my webcams yet, because obviously they're set to this chair height. But when the inevitable happens, all I've got to do is just 3D print a couple of drop arms. That's no one will know. No, it'll just just be business as normal, won't it?
But that's the thing. Any stigma or issues about the wheelchair outside of the workbench doesn't really matter there.
Look at when me and you first met at E-Models, you was quite shocked, weren't you? Because with me camera angles and that, I've always managed to conceal things. Then suddenly you've got this rather large Festa hobbling to you quite dangerously on a dodgy pair of pins and his sticks, and you're like, oh, I didn't quite.
Well, to be fair, to add to that as well, I didn't even know that you had MS or any kind of thing like that at all at that point, because it's not the kind of thing you say, hi, my name's Colin, I've got, you don't. Yeah. Hi, I'm Fox. What disabilities have you got? You didn't know. That's not happening.
Exactly.
So it wasn't so much that; it was more just the shock of, oh, you're on sticks. I didn't know you weren't. Well. I was like, are you not well? Have you hurt your legs? I didn't know.
No.
So.
It was. You just conceal it, don't you?
Yeah. Well, it's not so much that, but when somebody's just sat in a chair, you don't know, do you? It's just somebody sitting in a chair.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was the same with Chris, because he's I don't quite know what to say, but Chris's situation, he's got Gem, hasn't he? So he's kind of used to it. He was chatting about it on the way up, and it did surprise him. He said, it surprised me. He said, I didn't quite think you had gone that far or progressed that far, know. But
well, I think he knew you had the MS.
Yes.
I think I was the last one to find out. I think it's mostly because normally when I'm talking to my friends, people that become my friends, and people who aren't my close personal friends won't know this, but when somebody becomes like a friend for me, I don't really do all those kind of like personal conversations really, because I'm too busy just being an idiot and larking about, because I just like to have fun with my mates. And so eventually you do get to the serious conversations and stuff, because that's what friendships are for. But for a lot of it at the start, it's just larking about and being a child. So we're like, with me and Colin, we were just big man children larking about and posting silly memes and stuff. So when I actually met him, I'm like, oh, I didn't know you had a chair and you had sticks.
Yeah.
Not that it's
was like Tony, wasn't it? Helgan 3-5. He went, dude, he said, you've gone downhill quick, haven't you? He said, I remember last time we spoke, he said, you was not this. He said, bloody hell. And he got it because obviously he works in the NHS.
Yeah, he was a medic anyway, wasn't he? So.
Yeah, and he was like, mate. I said, don't worry about it, mate. He said, oh, no.
Yeah.
He said, can I kick your sticks out from under at some point today? He said, because it will make me laugh. Cheers, Tony.
The thing is, that's about what you want, though, isn't it, from us lot?
Yes.
I remember about a year ago, I'm sat there and Mama Fox and I are having a conversation. I just said, I've just realised something. And she said, what? He said, I just said, I've just realised that the way that me and you communicate has changed in the last 5 years.
Mm.
And she says, what do you mean? I said, me and you, we just take the piss out of each other all day long.
Yeah.
And she said, oh yeah. I said, and do you know why? Because like our greeting now, and this when I went to visit in hospital, this confused the nurse, because basically when we see each other, we just give each other the V's, like, hello, morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this confused that. She was like, I said, don't worry about it. And I said, I'll tell you for why. I said, it's because when I'm hanging out with like Chris and Ted and Colin and Paul and all that lot, we just take the piss out of each other all day long. And
it's merciless,
it's
isn't it?
just Mickey taking sarcasm and abuse between all of us. So it got to the point, it got to the point where like Mum and I was doing it to Mum unconsciously, like, she'd be walking along and be like, bloody hell, I'll be here all week if you go at that speed, taking Mickey out of her, and she'd do it back, and it just got. I said, I just realised that we've just become sarcastic with each other because that's the way I am with my friends.
It's funny when we come across people that don't really know us, and we've been like that, because they all look at us, don't they, thinking, God, you lot are brutal to each other. No, we're only having a laugh. It's all meant in jest, but it can throw people, can't it?
Oh, yeah. It's like the other day, I did a burp the other day, and Mama Fox was like, well, that was just rubbish.
Sounds like Mum.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't actually realised it, but it carried the sort of Mickey taken and sarcasm had just carried over to like me and Mama Fox, and me and my other friends. Oh, hello, I'm getting a text message in. Check chat. Dad sends me a text. Check chat. Hello, hang on. Hang on. Let's go through chat. Apologies, we get so carried away talking. How far back do I have to go? There's a lot of chat I've missed. Colin, get Fox to can it and look at chat. That's a look at chat. You carry on, I'll have a look at chat. I kept meaning to go back to it, and then we kept getting sidetracked.
Yeah, Paul's in saying hello. Hello, Paul. How you doing, mate? Over at International Scale Modeller. Muse is in.
Dad says he's watching from bed and we've missed loads.
Sorry, mate.
Do you want me to chat Dolly for a bit? I've only got silly little men to make, so.
Yeah, can do, mate. I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Is there anything?
Yeah. No, I think they just mean we've missed a lot of it. I'll chat Dolly for a bit. Let's catch up. You do your fiddly painty bits. Let's have a look. Where are we?
See, we've been supervised.
Yeah. Let's have a look. So Sarah Jane said she had a post-op check-up in a few weeks. That's where we're up to, I think. Muse is in. Says, I might be here. Hello, might be Muse.
Hello, Muse. How you doing, love?
Hello, Spud. Dan Kramer says, hi, everyone. I hope the post-op check-up goes well for you, Sarah Jane. I can imagine there's a load of emotions with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she says, yeah, it's also scary. Thanks, though. Recovery's 18 months, so it's a long haul.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it?
Sarah Jane says, Fox has stopped waffling. Woohoo! People are saying, I hope everything goes okay. Wendy Hickson's in. Hey, Wendy. Welcome.
Hello, Wendy. You all right, darling?
Big hugs. Dan Kramer says he prefers my names for the paints. Nothing beats Labia Mermaid as a paint name.
Yeah.
Well, I came up with one that I now use as a name for any spaceship in a game that I pilot. It's Cumberton's Funk. I think it was McCrag Blue I called Cumberton's Funk. I don't know where I got it from. It just popped into my head. But now every ship in Elite Dangerous is called Cumberton's Funk. Let's have a look. Sarah Jane says, at the moment the worst thing is I can't sit comfortably for long enough to do modelling and doing my nutting. Oh, that's not good.
No, that ain't good, mate.
Well, hopefully they'll get that sorted and you get back to it. Even though it's a long recovery, hopefully you'll be able to get your hand in at the bench before then. Dan Kramer says, that's how I was when I tore my rotator cuff, Fox. I think when I was talking about my thumb. My right arm was in a sling for months. I had to learn a lot of left-hand skills. Yeah, it's like just basic toilet-based activities are quite challenging if you're not ambidextrous. and you've suddenly got your dominant hand not available. It's like, oh crap, literally. Let's have a look. Muse is
just funny.
Oh, go on, sorry.
Just funny the way Dad tells us both off, isn't it?
I know. Hey, Dad, big hugs.
Yeah, I hope you're all right, mate.
Yeah. Sarah Jane, Scale Model Muse suggests a standing desk or a high countertop for Sarah Jane. And she says, I get quite painful twinges with the healing, so I can't stand for long, but thanks for the thought. Paul at International Scale Models in. Hey, Paul.
Hello, mate. How you doing,
welcome, buddy? Mate? Edward Leonard says, I've put my lenses on, I can't see. Edward Leonard says, I had my knee replaced and I need the other one done, but the surgeon messed up my lymph system now, and I have lymphedema in that leg and have to wear stockings and deal with the pain and swelling, not doing seconds.
That ain't pleasant at all, mate.
Sorry to hear that, buddy. That's not good.
Dude.
Yeah. I assume you can get some kind of recourse from the surgeon. Not that that makes any difference, but at least it's something, I suppose. Zelda Diecast Racing's in. Says, hi guys, what's up? How's everyone doing?
Hello, Zelda. How you doing, mate? All right.
Sarah Jane says, Colin and Fox, look at chat for once.
Was you not getting enough attention, Sarah Jane? Is that what?
Well, it doesn't help that chat also, for some reason, doesn't auto scroll down anymore on iPad. It just sits and tells you there's more comments.
No, it just sits there. Yeah.
Yeah. It used to just auto scroll up, but it seems to have stopped doing that for some reason. Edward says, yeah, it can be a pain in the ass. I have to keep elevating my leg every few hours. Yeah, it's not good. Colin, that's really nice work, says Delda.
It's getting there. It's not brilliant, but then it is Orc, so I am lucky I can get away with a few things, but it's educating my brain that I can.
Everybody else
just weird thing.
Everybody else just don't listen to the words Colin's saying, because if you look at it, you'll be looking at it going, wow, that looks brilliant, because it is. To everybody else out here, Cole, that looks brilliant.
Oh, but to me, mate, it's gash.
But you know what? That's how it should be. The person doing the creative thing should always think that the thing that looks brilliant is an absolute piece of crap, even though it's not. That's how a true creative should be. A true creative should always underestimate their own work.
I'm always my biggest critic. This is why you don't see any of my work posted anymore.
Yeah, so we need to beat that out of you. But like I've said many times before, a real artist always undervalues their own work and overvalues everybody else's.
Yeah, but I get a huge rush out of pimping other people's work.
Yeah. But I've got to say, though, like we were saying before, the nature of the stuff you do means that fettling is something you could just do for days and days and days. You could just be fettling on that for weeks and months and it'd still look brilliant. There's so much you can do with it. You get so much mileage.
Well, it's like anything, you come back to it, don't you? And you think, oh, I could add a little bit of that. And you just sit there and do it.
Let's have a look where we're up to on chat. Wendy says, hugs to Dad, get well soon. Ross Medlock's in. Hey, Ross.
Hello, Ross. I'm feeling a bit better, mate, by the way. He's been a little bit struggling this week, ain't you, mate?
That's not good.
But you know where we are.
Mm-hmm. Sarah Jane says to Edward, I get restless leg quite a bit, so I can empathise with him having to keep his leg up. Claire says, I thought I was watching Space 1999 with that sound. I have a selection of sound. I'll tell you, I've got a selection of sounds on my phone. I don't know how you find them on iPhone there. Sounds.
Should be in that or something in there. I don't know. I don't have many of them on mine.
There you go. Here's the sounds I've got. These are all Space 1999 sounds. When I was doing the Eagle Bill for E-models, I had to find a load of like Space 1999 sound effects because I got myself a Comlock communicator to do the little cutscenes with. I built myself a little Comlock, so I had to get the sound of the Comlock and ringing and hanging up and all the other sounds and sounds for the Eagle transporter. And I found somebody who'd done like a load of real clean cuts of the sound effect. It was brilliant. So yes, they were Space 99.
Huge STL file of an Eagle transporter that, when it's printed in resin, will be about 2 foot long.
Oh, get in! There's a new 22-inch kit. You know, I did the Eagle transporter with the standard passenger pod or science pod. Passenger pod. They've released a new one that's the same, but it's got their science pod. So it's the normal shaped pod with the bit in the middle, the sticky out bit.
Oh,
but they've retooled some of the pipe work and stuff.
Yeah,
I think. Now I've seen it as a model that you can buy painted, and it's like 900 quid, and it's 500 quid, and it's not that good a paint job. But I think you can buy it as a kit as well.
That'll be a nice resin print mission, that will, because I've already teased you with some photos of it, haven't I?
Yeah.
Because that's what we do to each other.
Yeah, you sent me a picture of the command module. I was like, ooh. Yeah. Let's have a look. Sarah Jane says, I don't have meds, Dan, just painkillers to go to sleep when the restless leg kicks in. Sarah Jane says, not me. You two were so busy waffling, you were missing a lot, not about getting attention. She's aiming that at you.
My missus, she laughs. She says I do Michael Flatley when I'm asleep. You know, the old river dance with me legs. They're constantly going.
Yeah. Dan Kramer says, those are great noises for phone functions. They are. That's why I got them. That's why I put them on my phone. The only problem was I got them on my phone in the days when you had to use iTunes to get a sound onto iPhone. And it was such a convoluted pain in the arse process that once I'd done it, I'd forgotten how I did it, and I'll never ever get sounds on an iPhone again. So it is possible, but it was such a nightmare. You had to do a certain format. But they are the best sound. I've got loads of the little space Comlock sounds just for sounds. Where are we? Candygram says, that reminds me I need to rewatch Fox's Eagle Bill videos. Good lad. There's also a 1/72 Eagle on the way in scale with their Hawk. I'm going to get that one as I can't afford the huge one, says Dan.
Cool. Oh, interesting.
He's also going to get the 1-to-1 Comlock and Stunner kit on the way. The one I got was a resin Comlock kit from some small company in the UK. I can't remember what they're called now. It was okay. It was like only 3 or 4 parts and some nice shiny stickers that you can stick on. It was all right. It was fine. It was probably a bit overpriced for what it was, but it was resin, of course, and I hate working with resin.
Yeah, it's not the easiest of things to work with, is it?
No. Dan Kramer says, I don't suppose you remember where you found those. It was actually a YouTube video of clean Space 1999 sound effects, I think. And I had to download the video and then pick out the audio part, and then put it into Audacity and start editing them all out into individual sounds, I think. Or I might have found them on a website. I don't know. That's the worst answer in the world. It was on a video or it wasn't. I'm not a help.
Yeah, that sounded about as much use as a chocolate teapot.
Yeah, it's like saying everything in this universe is either a potato or not a potato.
Yeah, discuss.
Yeah, if you just do a Google search for clean Space 1999 sound effects. When I did the little video at the end of the build of this Eagle taking off and flying, I found a load of similar, very clean Eagle sound effects.
Oh,
original,
right, yeah.
You know, proper, the correct sound effects. But it was like one long file, so again I had to chop them all up and edit them into all the different bits, like the takeoff and the landing and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of audio editing on that. I had quite good fun doing that. Because I was basically doing what they did in the old series, which was edit all the sound effects together, yeah. Apart from the car starting sound effect, which obviously wasn't. Space 1999. Sarah Jane says, I'll let Dad do the fines. I'm off for some Zeds. Take care, Sarah Jane. Sleep well.
Yeah, mine. There you go, Sarah Jane. Take care, love.
The 1-to-1 props are coming from the same company as the model kits. OAMT. They're styrene and hollow for nerds like me to add electronics. Okay, cool. Didn't know they were doing that.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Sleep well, Sarah Jane. Oh, yeah. It would be AMT then, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, Comlock, now with 5 parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, sleep well. Sarah Jane says, I'll say bye to Chat and Dad. Colin and Fox won't notice.
Yeah, we will.
We did. I'll give you the finger of huggage. There you go.
Yeah, stop telling us off.
Black Rifle Model Works.
We are trying to build something as well, Sarah Jane, as string.
Yeah, we're doing a bit of building. Well, I'm not. Luke's in. Black Rifle Model Works. Is in.
Hello,
Welcome,
Luke. How you doing?
I really must stop saying Black Rifle. I always say Black Rifle Model Works.
It's all right, because I call Ross's channel Scale Model Ninja, and I keep doing it.
I've noticed that every time you say it.
Yeah, it's like I try my hardest not to, and it's like, I've done it again. So apologies to anyone I do offend, but yeah. I need to get out more.
Edward says, Dad hugs if you're around.
Yeah, bless him.
Dad hugs. He is. He's in bed.
Nothing. A good tin of prunes won't salt, mate.
Yeah. And call your doctor. God damn it.
Yes. We are going to grass you up, mate, if you don't. It will happen.
I had to book an appointment for my doctor the other day.
Oh, right.
You hear all these horror stories of people not being able to get appointments for so long. And I phoned my doctor. And it was like Monday when I phoned. They're like, yeah, do you want to come in Wednesday? Oh, okay, yeah. Do you want face-to-face or over the phone? Oh, I'll take face-to-face, please. Great. I moved from a big practice to a small practice, and it's like so much better.
Yeah, I'm with one that's merged with two others, and yeah.
Well, I'm trying to get. I was hoping to get Mama Foxx moved to the same place that I've moved to. For one simple reason, I mean, they're kind of incompetent at her place because I was at the same place as her. It's like a big practice with loads of doctors, and there's like 3 or 4 buildings in different areas. But you literally phone up, and they've got like the press 1 for this and press 2 for that. But it's a really crap one. It's not even a good one, and it's like when I phone up. It's like, thank you for calling the such and such surgery. And then there's like 5 minutes of talking. And then it says, press 1 for this and press 2 for that. And I'm like, okay, which one do I want?
Yeah.
And it confuses me. So I'm like, well, if it confuses me and the music's terrible and the voices are horrible, then I'm not surprised that Mama Foxx can never get through.
We've got one of those where the receptionist thinks she's a fully trained doctor.
Oh, yeah.
One of those. And it's like, yeah, when did you go to med school? I didn't. I'll book an appointment to come and see you, shall I, love? Because you seem to be the one who wants to tell me what to do. Yeah. Does annoy you.
Yeah. But I mean, I've worked in the call centre industry, so, in telecom, so I have no problem with automated IVR. They're called IVRs. Like press 1 for this, press. But the one at my local surgery, or the old surgery, it's not even real voices.
No.
It's faked voices that are reading the type, and whoever's written it out hasn't understood that somebody's got to sit here and listen to it. So it's like, it's the same kind of annoying voice as when you call DVLA, or no, if you ever had to call HMRC.
Yeah.
And you've got
I know the one you mean.
And it's the guy that's almost a little bit Welsh, but not quite.
Yeah.
It's like that same voice. It's like, oh. But, yeah, so it's like, I lose the will to live just calling.
Yeah.
That surgery, so that's why I left, because I got sick of trying to get hold of them. So it's like, well, if I'm struggling, then Mama Foxx, no wonder she always struggles to get through, because she it'll say press 1 for this and press 2 for that, and either she doesn't realise, she doesn't quite hear it, or she then got to look at the phone to see which button she needs to press, because eyesight's not great.
Yeah.
And by that point she's pressed the wrong one, and it's like, no. But my surgery where I've gone to now, it's literally phone up, ring, hello, appointment please, there you go, tomorrow, brilliant, thanks, bye.
Yeah, it's not fair, is it? When
and they've got a fish tank.
Yeah, patients have to put up with that.
No, it's just because the surgery got so big that So the one I'm at now, it's just literally round the corner, and it's like just 2 doctors.
Yeah, they've merged 3 of our major surgeries in this town. So of course you're getting bumped around all different surgeries now, and and then you get that letter from your GP wondering why you haven't been down. So I said to mine when I last saw her, I said, can you do me a favour one day? She went, what? I said, next time you've got a day off, can you ring up this surgery and try and get an appointment to see yourself? She went, hey? I said, because then you'll understand why I haven't been to see you for months.
Yeah.
I said, because I can never get through. I said,
Rottweiler receptionist.
I said, I've been to 3 different surgeries around the town. I said, and you're having a go at me because I haven't been to see you.
Yeah.
So you can try and book an appointment to see yourself and see how you get on.
Yeah. Well, that's why I got. I mean, I actually went to see. Up until because of chocolate velociraptor.
Yes.
I've only ever my GP that I'm at now. I've only been there about a year and a half, and I've only ever spoken to her over the phone because obviously for a while they weren't doing face to faces.
Yeah.
For non-urgent stuff. So the one time I had to go in, I saw like a locum doctor because my doctor, she wasn't there. He was like a stand-in.
Yeah.
And that was fine. But I actually got to meet my GP a couple of days ago for the first time, and she's lovely. She's like, I walked in, and I went in for whatever reason, but she said, while you're here, I'll give you a stealthy blood pressure check. Cuff on my arm. Oh, okay then. And so she did that, and I said, well, I've got to apologise, because I did see them about a year and a half ago about like what was it? What's the word I'm looking for? Cholesterol. That's it.
Yeah, I know.
And that's why I'm on the low-fat diet and stuff. And I said, I've got a confession. I wasn't there for this, but I said, while I'm here, I've got a confession. Is that, because the problems with Mama Fox and stuff, everything's been a bit on the up here. I've been eating a lot of takeouts, and I know, because I started doing healthy eating, I know it's going to have done me no favours. And she went, oh, shut up.
Yeah.
She said, people always come in here and they want to tell me the future. They want to tell me what they think I'm going to find. And it's like, no, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. A little blip isn't going to hurt you.
Yeah. And I walked in, she said, how are we doing? I said, oh, I'm fine, thanks. And and then I went, why did I just come in to see why have I made an appointment to see it? And then I come in and say, I'm fine. And she went, that's a good point, actually. Everybody says that. And then we sat there and we had somehow we got into a conversation about talking about takeouts and food, and she went, listen, I've got 4 kids, and she says, I don't mind cooking. We said, what's a real pain in the arse is trying to think about what to cook. I hate that, she said.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I like my GP. She's not scared. The GP I had before was like this little 4 foot tall Welsh woman who was scary as anything. She was terrifying. This new GP is like
my GP. She's been dealing with me for 27, 28 years now.
Yeah.
And she's so direct, it's brilliant, because I need that.
Yeah.
She just says it, walks and all, no beating around the bush, as it is. And I like that,
I finished 3 dudes, by the way, dude.
You haven't? Holy moly, mate. And you've been talking as well.
I know.
God, you're multitasking. I'm so proud of you.
I'm something. I shall now do some more chat before we get off. Go on, carry on. You were saying.
So like I say, she is no holds barred, She says it how it is. End of. Stop being a dick. This is what's happening. If you don't do as you're told, this is what will happen to you. And it's like, I can't argue with that, can I?
No. Oh, no. I mean, that's a good doctor that just, I mean, at the end of the day, every doctor will, if it's a good doctor, will not beat about the bush, and will just get to, because they've got other patients to see as well. So,
absolutely.
But the one I had before in the other practice was a bit like that, but it also came across as, I really haven't got time to talk to you.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah, so it was direct, but also like, this is the problem, go away. No, that was not good. She was scary.
She went from being that sort of formal Mr. Wilkinson type thing that doctors are. It's all first name terms. And he's disappeared, bless him. What have we got? Black Rifle says, constantly getting asked for advice. Need a day off as well. Absolutely. But my GP, she just says it as it is, but there's no formality with it. It's first name terms. It works a treat.
Yeah. Like I said, I like this new GP now. She seems really quite friendly. And I'm not going to go into detail about what I was there for, but she put me at ease, put it that way. It was very nice and relaxing conversation. We had a good laugh, actually, so I think it's a sign of a small practice where she can actually... It gave me confidence that if she can sit there for 10 minutes and talk to me about cooking, then
that's what sometimes you want, isn't it? It's a nice little family practitioner.
Yeah, it's not a busy practice where she's rushed off her feet and has to get everybody out in 5 minutes. She's happy to sit there for 5 minutes and talk about cooking. So, I mean, I was probably the last slot of the day, let's be honest. I was at 4:30, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's the human touch, isn't it? And it does make a difference.
Yeah, it made me feel good. Let's have a look. Dan Kramer says, I get people all the time wanting to be their medical consultant. I'm tech support to get people on their online app charts.
Yeah.
Luke says, I feel you. I get constantly getting asked for advice. I need a day off too.
Yeah.
Dan Kramer says, sorry, Colin, the results are in. Turns out you're a complete git.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
That was in quotes, by the way. It wasn't him saying that. Wayne Model Works is in, says, hello to my two favourite chaps and everyone else in chat. I hope everyone is doing well. Just popping in to say hi.
Hello, Wayne. And on a personal note, I hope things are okay and you know where I am if you need me.
Hey, Wayne. Dan Kramer says, it was your colonoscopy, wasn't it, Fox? I actually mentioned to my doctor, I said, well, I'll be seeing you late next year anyway, because I turned 50 now, so it's time to get the rubber gloves out. And she went, that's rubbish. We don't do that. You get to 65 for that.
Really?
She said, yeah.
I think I'll report mine then. I'll go down for sore tonsils and it's, can you assume the position?
Well, she didn't so much. She's kind of said that, but she said, yeah, it's not, you don't have to do that then. He said, we'd base it on your medical history anyway, but, you know, it's not that you get to 50 and suddenly you get
the only reason I get a lot of that is because I've got a tumour in my back, so
yeah, exactly. I mean, my brother's in the US, and I think he got that on as soon as he hit 50. But I think a lot of that is to do with insurance.
I say to the bloke, why can't I get the one with the small hands? No, I have to get the one who's got hands like Pat Jennings. Really?
Yeah. But I think in the US it's literally when you get to 50 because it's all to do with insurance and stuff. Over here, I think it's not as fixed as that. Not that you have to have it. Dan says over here they're recommending.
The problem is, you've got to have it done at the end of the day just to make sure you're okay, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, she says to me, if there was a history of it in your family, then obviously, it would be all over you like a rash the moment you hit 50,
absolutely.
45 to 50. He said, but if there's no history of it in your family, then, if you want it, you can have it done, but we probably wouldn't worry about it till you get to more like 60, 65.
Yeah.
Or, other things make us suspect it might be worth checking.
Yeah.
Right, what was I doing? I think I'm up to date with the chat.
It's one of those things, though, when someone's doing that, you still have this compulsive urge to try to strike up a conversation. It's like, well, what can you really talk about when they're doing that type of examination, It's like the weather's nice, isn't it?
It's like when the dentist starts, going your hair nice this summer, and you're like, ah, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
But they can actually understand what you say. That's what gets me.
Yeah.
Let's build some more dudes. D6 and D7.
I know, I'm impressed. You really are a changed character.
Yeah, but you know what's more impressive? I'm just sat here going like that with my glasses to flip my lenses down, which are over there on the desk. No.
Yeah.
It took me like 4 or 5 flicks to go, why aren't the lenses? Oh.
Yeah. Do you feel silly?
Yeah. It's like a bit like when Mama Fox waves at you on a Monday night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bless her.
Dan Kramer says, over here they knock you out and use a camera. My wife just hit 50 and they found 4 polyps, they found polyps that had to be removed.
Oh.
No history.
Wow.
I suppose it depends on how common in that particular society they are. Maybe it's not as common over here that they have to. I suppose if it was an exceptionally common thing, maybe everybody would get it when they're 50, but maybe it just depends on your health history and how common. Maybe it's just not as common over here. I don't know. Different countries do different things, I suppose. I know not. D6 and D7.
Yeah, at some point they'll start taking an interest, but like you say, if your family history hasn't got a lot of that in it, then But the only reason they show an unhealthy interest in mine is because I've got tumours in my back. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, it might be that maybe they do lots of other checks as you get to 50, and as a consequence of those, they might say we'll get you in for your prostate and stuff. Or it might be that maybe over here, I don't know, maybe they just assume there's more awareness over here, so men know what to look for. Like, I suppose maybe, because, even I know, it's like if you suddenly find yourself going to the loo a lot in the middle of the night,
Yes.
That might be a urine infection, but more likely for a man, it's probably a prostate problem.
Yeah.
If you've got pressure. Yeah, because because that for a woman that would be probably a UTI, but for a man it might be a prostate issue. I think there's probably a bit more awareness over here, maybe. I don't know.
It's also the type of symptoms, isn't it? Because of the way you're going is very distinctive, isn't it? When you've got prostate problem. Yeah.
So I don't know. I know not of such things.
I know nothing about nothing.
We don't often have some weird conversations on this stream. What did you talk about last night? Prostates.
Prostates.
Yeah. Because
it raises awareness. It's a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't actually know what the symptoms are, apart from sudden urge to wee a lot and doing little wees often rather than normal big wees. Reduced flow, but a need to pee more often.
Yeah, it's like someone standing on a nose pipe almost, isn't it? It's spurty type thing. Isn't it?
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I need a wee, but I don't need a wee. Oh, I do. Oh. I suppose, you know.
I mean, I'm lucky. All my stuff's always been benign, you know. It's just scar tissue that forms and that's it. And it just gets worse for some reason. Don't know why.
Dan says, I think it has to be a difference in how often the cases come up. That is a much more common issue on this side. It may well be. I mean, maybe it's a whole different... It could be a lifestyle thing. Maybe the lifestyle there in the US means that it's a lot more prevalent in younger males than it is, say, over here. I don't know.
No idea, mate.
And he also says, I didn't mean to make it weird. I'll say that again. I didn't mean to make it weird. Who am I kidding? I'm happy to make it weird.
Not making it weird at all, mate. At the end of the day, if what we're talking about encourages a person who may be experiencing an issue to go to their doctors, then it's worth it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I see it.
Thank you for watching Men's Health. Next, Thought of the Day with Rabbi Bloom.
Oh dear.
Don't ask me where that just came from.
I trying to get in your mind is something that is
not recommended.
It scares me. That's why I try to just stay where I am.
Scares you. You should try being the one with the mind.
I
don't know. I've now got Rabbi Bloom in my head.
Don't know where you got that from.
Not saying anything particular. Well, you used to do Thought of the Day, didn't you, on Radio 4, I think. Hello, Rabbi Bloom. I can't do his voice. You had a very soft-spoken, like, Thought of the Day.
A bit like Whispering Bob.
Yeah, but it was his little sort of 5-minute... It was his secular... It was a secular thing. It was like a non-religious, even though he's a rabbi.
Yeah.
Like Thought of the Day. And it was usually about being good and thoughtful and nice, but it was Radio 4, so of course it was. And he's got a very quiet voice. I think he was like secular and not religious. It'd be very strange to have a Thought of the Day of a specific religion. Especially Radio 4.
Yeah.
Which, if anything, you wouldn't associate with the Jewish faith. Let me just maximise that screen. There we go. But he had a very soft-spoken voice.
No.
Not that I listen to Radio 4 very often, if ever.
Can't remember the last time I listened to radio.
Only when the CD player stops working and I'm desperate.
Yeah, honestly, I cannot remember.
CD player in my car has actually given up the ghost, and it's like, oh, balls, I hate radio. And I can't, so I've got to drive around in silence. It's rubbish.
Yeah, that ain't good.
I have to drive around singing ELO without actually having ELO playing on the stereo. And do you know how it's embarrassing parking up at traffic lights singing your head off? It's even more embarrassing doing that and not actually having music playing at the time.
That's where the locals go. There's that strange man in that car with a sharp mouth talking to himself again. Yeah,
because, you know, if you've got music playing on your stereo, that's fine. But if you've actually got the music on and you're singing anyway, ow, stabby little bastard, ow. Poxwalkers, I forgot how stabby they are. Git. Dan Kramer says... sorry, I'm not jumping ahead. Edward Lennon says, I haven't had a doctor do a prostate examination in 15 years. They used to do it a lot when I was younger. I guess my ass was a lot nicer then.
Dan Kramer says, "Oi, Colin, I tried your trick with the wooden clothespins. I reversed the parts, putting them back together. They're brilliant." What then?
What's that for? Grabby things?
Yeah, brilliant for holding stuff on edges of seams and things.
You have the best ideas, don't you?
Yeah, I've been doing this for donkey's years, and Dan saw it in the e-models video I uploaded. He went, "Dude, that is so cool." I went, "I've been doing that for donkey's years. I thought everyone knew that." But yeah,
are you basically Wilf Lund combined with like Tim Hunkin and you little gadgets and?
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, just like perfect little grabby things, mate.
There's at least one person out there that knows who Tim Hunkin is. I'm sure of it.
Hey, it's made Dan Kramer happy. My job is done.
Edward Leonard says
I made a thing that's useful.
Oh yeah. Edward says they don't even put CD players in cars anymore. I know. Well, my car's 21 years old now, so.
Don't they?
No, 19 years old. My car. 2001, 2002, actually. Sorry.
Okay, my car was built in 1985.
1985. I've been in secondary school for 2 years.
I will have to get rid of it at some point because I'm not going to drive again, I know, but I just can't bring myself to do it.
No. Is that the Opal?
Yeah, it's the Monza 3 litre.
Monza.
It's like, I can't. I don't want to say goodbye.
What year were you born?
1967.
Okay.
I am a massive 54 years young.
Because I realised the other day it was quite a startling thought, but you know, the space shuttle.
Yes.
This is a random handbrake turn. The space shuttle is actually older than you.
Mm.
It was being planned before you were even born. Because I was like, well, the space shuttle's older than me because it was on the drawing board like 10 years before I was born. Or not really, but you know, 5 or 6 years. But it's actually older than you.
Oh yeah, I remember it's maiden flight.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah.
But they were kind of planning it in like 1965.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh yeah, because they had to think of where space was going to go after the Apollo program.
Well, space weren't going nowhere, were it?
Exactly. Yeah.
The space.
I love the whole SpaceX thing. I love it. I'll sit and watch it for hours, mate.
Yeah, but is it as good as Big Jet TV? Because Dad will tell you Big Jet TV is the dogs. I've never watched.
I don't know. You get him on SpaceX.
Yeah, that's true. He does like the old fiery penis, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's become quite an expert, mate. I think he's
hang on.
Elon Musk.
No, sorry, no, that's Jeff Bezos, isn't it? That's got the fiery penis. That's Blue Origin, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Elon Musk has got the 1950s retro rocket.
Yeah, he's got the Captain Space.
Yeah, invasion from Mars by aliens in big... Yeah.
Adventures of Captain Fabulous.
Yeah, fantabulosi.
And his sidekick Dippy the Space Monkey.
It's fascinating to see how it's developing, especially when you see rockets that have taken off and then they come back in and land themselves.
Yeah.
That is witchcraft and tomfoolery, mate.
The thing is, right, and it's quite funny, really. Like, you watch any sci-fi program where characters are in a spaceship and they go and land on a planet, like, you know, the Millennium Falcon or an X-Wing or, you know, anything. And it's like, you know, they're flying around in space and they go and land on the planet. And it's like, you take it for granted, and yet that is probably like the hardest thing you could possibly do, is have a vehicle that can go into space and fly in the atmosphere and land and be reusable. And yet we so take it for granted in sci-fi. It's like, you know, in sci-fi, landing on a planet and going back, it's like just driving a car into a car park.
Yeah, absolutely. Fascinates me that the whole technology behind it I find stunning. You know, it's just like, you know, we're seeing this all in our lifetime, and you kind of want to stay around, don't you, and see where it would be in 100 years. But yeah, I mean, it'd be all old and decrepit then. And...
Well, without getting all melancholy about it, you know, I don't fear death or dying or anything like that.
No.
The one thing that makes me sad, the only thing that makes me sad, is the thought of all the things that I'll miss.
Yeah,
all the things that aren't going to happen till after I'm long gone. That's what makes me sad. Like, I would love to see, you know, a human walk on Mars. I know it's not going to happen before in my lifetime.
No, that's right.
Probably not. There's too many things that won't be solved by the time before I drop off.
I would love to be able to go forward a couple of 100 years just to see whether what my imagination thinks will happen. You know.
Yeah.
Suffice to say, we'll never know.
No, but that's the thing. It's not so much the things that are long distant that I'll never experience. Like traveling to other stars, and those are things I would see anyway because they're hundreds of years away. But it's the near future stuff that I'll just miss. That's what gives me the biggest sadness. Like, you know, I'll probably miss widespread general use of fusion to power as a power source, replacing, you know, fossil fuels and everything else. Yeah. You know, we won't be around when everything runs on fusion. Yeah,
it's probably going to be a decade or so after we've gone, and it's so near yet so far, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's the thing. The thing with fusion is we'll probably see it realised. We'll probably see it turned into a practical reactor type, whether it's the ignition facilities multi-laser type, or the standard tokamak reactor, whatever it is. We'll probably see it realised. We'll see a positive energy where they get more energy out than they put in. I think we might see that fairly soon, actually. But it'll be another 10, 20 years, 30 years before they make it into like a way that they can just start building power stations all over the place. So I don't think we'll see that specifically in our lifetime.
No,
we'll see it achieved. We just won't see it implemented widespread.
No, that's it. We'll see the technology in its early infancy, but the practical application of it, we're just going to miss out on, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we might be lucky, and we might see a lunar landing. I've never seen you. I mean, you were around. You were.
I was. I can remember the ones in the 70s. You know, up until the Apollo missions ended. You know, because that was it. You know, and then obviously the reruns of Neil Armstrong's mission were still getting played every time man went into space. But I can remember the moon buggies and the pictures of that going around on the moon live from NASA and that. Yeah,
but that's the thing. You've experienced a human being on another planet. I haven't. I think possibly I'll get to experience that. I'll probably get to experience a lunar landing, so I will be able to say that I lived in a time when a human being walked on another world.
24, isn't it? 2024. Elon Musk is sending people up, isn't he, to the moon?
Yeah, probably not.
Well, he sent 4 up the other day, didn't he? He sent 4 up on orbit. But
sending someone to orbit is one thing. Sending them onto the moon and having a spacesuit that can survive on the moon.
It's got to be a bit better than the one they wore the other day, innit? Because that was Space 1999, wasn't it?
Well, the NASA had hoped to have a lunar mission by 2024, but the problem they've got is that they don't have a spacesuit capable of lunar expedition.
Because, and when you think of it, 50 years ago, they did.
Well, no, this is the problem. They 50 years ago, they had a spacesuit that worked on the moon for like a day.
Yeah.
But by the time it had been on the moon for a day, it was fucked. It was beyond use, because the lunar regolith is nasty stuff. It's like little shards of abrasive glass, and those suits were designed to last a few days on the moon at most. But what NASA wants to do is get more long-term settlements. But the problem is, those spacesuits, the ones that are designed for like on the International Space Stations, they can go on the EMU, the EMU, so they can go on the spacewalks. They're not designed for lunar expeditions. They're not designed to work on the moon. And the ones that they used in the Apollo era, they're not designed to last more than a few days, and they're old, and they're cumbersome, and they're kind of. And the other problem is, most of the companies that made the stuff for those spacesuits no longer exist anyway.
Yeah.
So they can't use the old technology because it's not practical and it's not good. So the current got some plans, but the thing I was reading saying they're saying it's going to be another 5 or 6 years before they even get the spacesuits sorted out.
Yeah.
So they're not going to get any next.
Shame, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I think we'll see. But that's the thing. You've got to remember that NASA's working on a pittance, whereas Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos have got money to throw at it. So.
Oh yeah.
But I think we'll see. I think we'll see people on the moon. I think I'll get to see
DC
that.
Idaho saying small nuclear reactors are just around the corner.
Yeah, that's another thing. We will see further proliferation of nuclear, because we haven't really got a lot of options for energy right now. Until fusion comes in and becomes mainstream, nuclear right now is there's a lot of crap about nuclear, but ultimately it is actually quite a safe
Yes.
energy source. It's not all the doom and gloom that people would have you believe. It's not.
Oh no, it's only when they try to weaponize it becomes problematic. But the actual safety of modern reactors, well, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a lot safer than people think, but there are obviously massive risks, and obviously the waste is a major problem. But there are different breeder reactors and stuff that you can use. But
yeah, I mean, in the past, accidents have happened because some chub just didn't know what they was doing, did they? Let's be honest.
But the problem we've got now is that, you know, we want to get rid of all our dangerous polluting fuels, fossil fuels and stuff. Renewables are great, but they can't carry the whole weight of it. And fusion just doesn't exist yet. So really, in the short term, the only option you've really got is nuclear. So
yeah,
what are you going to do? But hey,
better the devil you know, isn't it?
Yeah, at least for the short term. But yeah, there's so many things that we wouldn't necessarily, that we would just miss. We're not going to say, I don't believe for a minute I'll get to see someone walk on Mars. I probably won't even get to see probes landing on Europa or Ganymede or anything like that. All the little icy moons that we want to go and visit. We might get a probe on there in our lifetime, but
I can still remember the Voyager probes being launched and the original Mars landers and that, because that was back in the 70s, and it was, the one thing I would love to see before I go is definitive proof that life has been found somewhere else.
Yeah.
I would love that. I would love to be alive when that discovery is made.
Even if it's just a microbe on Mars.
Yeah.
Because
just
even
something to prove that other life is existing elsewhere.
Yeah.
It's got to be, isn't it?
Well, it's like even if they find like evidence, maybe not living, but evidence of something, say on Mars, they found a microbial fossil or something like that.
Yeah.
Or they found a bacterial mat fossil, a fossil of a microbial mat, or some kind of like a little algae bloom or something that was fossilized in a sedimentary rock. Even if it's just that.
Yeah.
Then what that tells you is that life emerged on two separate worlds, completely independently. And if it emerged on two separate worlds independently, then it can emerge anywhere where the conditions are just right.
This is it. I mean, I'm a firm believer that we cannot, in this universe of billions and billions of planets and suns and systems, surely, I don't mean there's going to be other humans walking around somewhere else or ET, no. But there's got to be some form of microbe life or something somewhere else in its early infancy. That tantalises me, the thought of that, because I'd love to see it, because it's world changing, isn't it?
Well, the thing is, you only have to run the numbers roughly to have a quick idea of how unlikely it is that we're alone out there, because even if you just think, okay, and these are rough numbers off the top of my head, but even if you think, okay, in our galaxy, there's anywhere from 200 to 400 billion stars.
Yeah.
Our galaxy is one of probably 200 or 300 billion galaxies that we know about in the visible universe. And the visible universe that we can see isn't even the full extent of the universe as far as we can best understand. Who knows how far it goes? So you're telling me that in a galaxy of 400 billion stars, that's one of hundreds of billions of galaxies, we're the only... No, don't be dumb.
In a galaxy far, far away.
And they set sail from Liverpool, never to return.
Release our inner nerd.
Yeah. So, it doesn't have to be super common. And like you say, in reality, even if life was common, even if the conditions for life were, quite broad, in reality, a lot of that life would probably be quite simple.
Yeah, it's not going to be a humanoid form, so to speak, is it?
Well, no, but I mean, it might well be that, life is ubiquitous and you can find it easily everywhere, but majority of it is like simple, and it's life like ours is quite rare. You don't know. It might not be. But so you can look at it one way. You can say, yeah, but the conditions for us to exist had to be so right. We had to have a moon that stabilized the tides and created the tides for water to mix as the perfect solvent for all chemicals. We had to have the right mix of volcanism and some natural disasters and impact events and other things that created all the different. There's so many randomly unpredictable things that had to happen for us to exist.
Yeah.
For life on this planet to exist. That, it could be down to things like life wouldn't be on this planet if it hadn't been for a supernova 100 million light years away 5 billion years ago. And that's like, well, you can't control for that. And that would keep the numbers down. But anything,
I mean, some of the elements that are there were from a planet colliding with ours to form the moon, wouldn't it? And life wouldn't have evolved if that collision hadn't have happened. So I love the science behind it. I just love that what if.
Well, it's one of those things that if you look at the things that had to happen for us to be here, the odds are against it being common, because so many things had to happen that it's ridiculous. But at the same time, you could say, yes, but there are so many stars, and probably so many stars with planets, that it's not quite as rare as you think. So
Absolutely.
I don't know. I found it. Go on.
Welcome to Space with Festa and Foxx.
Space! I find it implausible that there's not.
But that's the one thing I would love to
life.
see before I turn my toes up, is
Just
that
something.
news broadcast saying, at last, it is proven we are not alone.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
I mean, if I was to hold out hope, I'd say most likely would be finding something in the deep oceans of somewhere like Europa or Ganymede, because they're they're icy moons with frozen surfaces and deep oceans under there. It's probably going to be something that'll be really simple microbial life, probably.
Yeah, it's going to be something like a plankton or type thing, isn't it? But it's still life.
But
it's still tangible life.
But I say the most important fact there is not that then they found life, but they found that life evolved on a totally separate planet, independently. Now,
of Earth,
Now, this is the interesting bit. Imagine if they found, say, life on Europa under the ice.
Yeah.
And then they brought some of it back, or however. And imagine if they found that we shared DNA, that life form had. Yeah. Imagine if that life had DNA like we've got.
Yeah, similar genomes. Yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah.
Then it'd be like, hang on, that means we created them or they created us.
Yeah.
Because the chances are that alien life that's not like us may not even necessarily have DNA.
Yeah.
It might do, because RNA is a natural compound, but but that's the thing. It'd be interesting. I think it'd be more interesting if, I don't know if it would actually, but it would be interesting if they found life that actually shared, that was also based on DNA, because that would say,
because you could analyze the DNA and you could go, actually there's more than a common amount of bands that are similar.
Well, I mean, even if
this is weird, isn't it?
Well, I mean, even if, say, life on Europa was based on DNA, that doesn't even necessarily mean that we're related, but it does mean that the chances of two planets having life based on DNA is quite slim. So it would mean that in some way something's happened that means we've shared evolution. That's 3 more dudes.
Oh, you're brilliant, you are. I'm so impressed with you.
Yeah, let's have a quick look. I'll do some chat dolly.
I'm going to tell all my mates, I'm going to go, you're never going to guess what. He's only building dudes.
Edward Leonard says,
watching this back.
Edward Leonard says,
moist probus.
I'm afraid probus. I'm afraid the B was a bit loud on mine there. Let's have a look. Now we've just blown everyone's minds.
Down there he is.
Can I just say I did put the emergency moisture towel down on the orthopedic cushion tonight, so I'm not sticking to anything.
I'm sat on a cushion with a towel on it.
EC Idaho says, any suggestions for paint stripping in US? Using 91% isopropyl alcohol at the moment, need to strip old modelling paint.
Purple Power, Oven Pride, Oven Bright.
Yeah, they won't get Oven Pride, I don't think, but
no, Purple Power. Get Purple Power.
Yeah, Purple Power or Simple Green are two degreasers, and they are quite good at stripping a lot of different kinds of paint. The problem with isopropyl alcohol is it will strip paint, but it won't strip all paints. It won't strip enamels or oil paints because they're not alcohol based, and it can also damage a lot of plastics.
Yeah.
So alcohol's fine, but it's not ideal.
I don't know whether they can get brown Dettol in America, can they? I don't know whether it's a thing out there.
They can. It's not cheap. So Purple Power or Simple Green are two good ones you can get in America. If you can get brown Dettol, Dettol, you'll have to get it on Amazon, and it might be expensive in the US. Dettol is really good. That's got the ingredients that are really good at stripping pretty much any paint, and it smells lovely, and you can reuse it. So Purple Power or Simple Green, or if you can get brown Dettol. Some people like to use brake fluid. You can use brake fluid. It's basically a bottle full of cancer.
So the modern equivalents now don't have the ingredient, do they, that rips the paint off?
Yeah, old brake fluid. It was great. It would take the paint off, but it can give you cancer, and you can't. In the UK, you can't legally pour it down the drain because it's nasty stuff. So I don't recommend brake fluid.
Yeah.
There's always somebody that goes, use brake fluid. Yeah, and you can't pour it down the drain, and you can't get it on your skin.
Yeah, you can't dispose from it. Yeah.
It's like saying, use neat hydrochloric acid. No.
No, I run my Dettol through an old car parts cleaner, and I filter it out, and it's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get Dettol in the US, then get it. It might be expensive. If you can't get it in the US, and if you know someone in the UK, well, then again, you probably can't. I was going to say they could buy it and ship it to you if you want to pay them, but then again, it's shipping it to the US. It might not get through customs, being a bottle of chemicals.
Yeah, there's certain liquids now that you can't ship across, isn't there?
Yeah, it's mostly solvents and pressurized containers, but yeah, look, if you can't get a Dettol, Purple Power and Simple Green, they're two of the good American standbys. And then Candyman from Mongo, like the next couple of comments there, says, "Hi, have you tried Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner?"
There you go.
EC Idaho says, "Simple Green will check on that." There you go. EC says, Dan Kramer says, "Try Purple Power." You can get that at Walmart.
I don't think you can get that over here, can you? Purple Power?
No, you can't get those over here. If you're in the UK, I've not used Oven Pride for paint stripping, but I have used Oven Pride for taking Meki plating, or the chrome plating, off Bandai kits. Because it strips off the Meki metallic, it's called Meki plating, the metallic painting, the metallic plating on them, it strips it off without damaging the Bandai plastic.
Ooh, that's
but don't spill it on your carpet because you'll burn. Literally, I spilt some on the bathroom carpet, and there's a big brown burn mark on the bathroom carpet.
Yeah, so Bandai plastic's notorious, isn't it?
Yeah, you put that in alcohol, you won't have a model at the end of it. We're up to do. I was can't. EC Idaho says 56, I think, here. I can't remember. And Richard Pezzles turns 63 tomorrow.
Happy birthday, mate.
Is tomorrow today or tomorrow? Happy birthday either way. Happy 63ness.
Yeah, 63 years young.
Yep. Actually, EC Idaho says, I used to use brake fluid years ago, but now it's more environmentally friendly and does not strip paint. There, that's what you said, wasn't
it? Yeah, they took some of the active ingredients out, didn't they, to make it more biodegradable.
Yeah. Yes, well, it's like over here in the UK. In America, you can use Windex to clean your Pledge/Future/Clear out your airbrush because it's got ammonia in it. It breaks down the Pledge. You used to be able to use Window-Lean here in the UK until they stopped putting ammonia in it and put vinegar in it instead. Now it doesn't work.
Don't work, no.
Nope.
The nearest equivalent you can get here is car screen wash.
Right, yeah.
Because that has ammonia in it.
All right. EC says, I'm stripping old HO locomotives for repaint, but I have one that was hand-painted as being a devil to strip. It's probably old enamel paints or something, isn't it?
Probably got lead paint on it.
It's probably got like testers, lacquers or something on it.
Yeah.
You may as well just get this angle grinder out on those. And also says that Fox, small nuclear reactors are just around the corner.
I know. So cool, isn't it? Wish I could live to be 211-12. Get to see all of that.
Yeah. EC says nuclear reactors are quite safe. Yes, modern nuclear reactors, as long as they're not made by, the Chinese. I tell you what, I watched a series on BBC about a year ago, and it followed the building of a nuclear reactor down south in like Portsmouth or somewhere, I don't know, down on the south coast, over a course of about 5 years, building this new nuclear reactor, which is a partnership between some British company, some French company, and some Chinese company. And then about a month ago, we started having those problems in that reactor in China.
Yeah.
Which is exactly the same because it's the same company. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, fuck, that's what we're building. Oh.
Yeah. Who lives nearest to it? I do.
And then you're thinking, well, hang on. Does that mean that the one we've built down south is going to fall over? Or is it just that they've built the same one, but because they built it in China, it's half-assed and it's going to break?
Yeah, if it's the metal that they use, that's hardly surprising.
I don't know. So, and I just looked at it and thought, oh, that's the same one they're building down south. That's not doing. They haven't finished that one down south yet. They've not finished building it. But it doesn't help when its sister plant is falling apart.
Exactly. It's like, someone needs to go down there and go, stop now, and forget this. Yeah, let's just bury it under loads and loads and loads of gravel and hope.
Yeah. Bobbins is in. Welcome, Bobbins.
Hello, Bobbins. How you doing, mate?
Says the universe will be an awful waste of space if we are the only buggers in it. Yeah. Claire says the 360-degree pictures from Curiosity on Mars are amazing. Oh, yeah. The pictures from the Ingenuity helicopter are fantastic as well.
Love it. I love all of that stuff. I am such a geek.
Did you watch the video where they showed the video of the Ingenuity helicopter from the... What's the rover called? Perseverance, is it?
Perseverance, I think it is.
That had the audio so you could hear what it sounded like.
Yeah.
And it was like, I can't hear it. And it was like, because the atmosphere is so thin and mostly carbon dioxide, everything's really low pitch. Yeah. So it's like the helicopter flies past, it's like, you can barely hear it. And they said basically, if you stood on Mars and if you didn't die of, if you didn't asphyxiate straight away, even if you stood next to someone and shouted, they'd probably barely hear it, and it'd be really low pitch. Yeah, because the atmosphere is so thin that you have to you'd have to scream at them for them to hear you. Yeah, and it'd be really
travel, I suppose. Yeah.
Well, it does. It just there's not much for it to travel through, but it would also be really low pitch because it's carbon dioxide.
That's so cold, isn't it?
You could be like going, bah! And it'd be like, whoa. Cool. Candygram says it's charming that Curiosity has a little helicopter. I thought it was Perseverance that had the helicopter, and Curiosity is the one that's been there for like 10 years, isn't it? I'm sure.
One of them has.
Yeah, I think it's Perseverance. I can't remember now. Candygram says in the US, check your local Indian grocery store for Dettol. I found one nearby that stocks it. Or if you have a British expat store, my brother lives in Tennessee and he says there's a few stores that sell like British stuff, like pot noodles and Marmite and stuff like that, and potato cakes and stuff. They are expensive. They're £5 for $7 for a pot noodle.
Really?
But that's because it's been imported especially for the expat store, so they don't sell it that.
We don't talk about pot noodles. It normally ends up in us to having endless debates, doesn't it?
I like him. I won't say that. What I was going to say.
What's that?
Yeah, never mind. Moving on. I started to say something and realised how it would sound when I said it.
Well, someone may have sent me a case of pot noodles during the week.
Who did that? Who did that?
Yeah.
Yeah. EC says I'm looking old Athearn locomotives in the alcohol. Old 70s plastic holds up under alcohol. It may well do. But that's the thing with alcohol, you never quite know. It does depend on the plastic. So you never quite know until it falls apart whether it's going to fall apart or not. Some things are fine, some things will just dissolve. So I wouldn't put Bandai in alcohol or anything.
No. Bandai plastic is like, I don't know about you, whenever I've built a Bandai kit, I'm always on edge until it's on the shelf.
Oh, God, yeah.
And assembled. It's like, I don't want to breathe on it even, you know?
I mean, that's one of the things that burnt me out on Gunpla, was that I couldn't just build it and paint it. I had to build it and then stress about the build order and stress, can I put this on there and can I paint that? And if I put that there, can I paint this yet? No, I just got, you know what, this isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, products that you can weather it with and
Yeah, but then it got to the point of, why don't I just glue all the arms and legs in a fixed pose? And that made it a bit more fun, but still it wasn't.
Well, yeah, I've got that Kshatriya that I want to start building, you know, and I will get round to doing it because it's a beautiful kit.
Oh, yeah, but I would strongly recommend build it in a fixed pose.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose the pose and then that's it. It's fixed.
Yeah. I mean, just make sure you can pop the arms and legs off, and that's easy, but just make sure that your elbows and knees are glued and your ankles are glued in place so that you can just slide everything together. So you've got 2 arms, 2 legs and a torso, and you can paint them on, then you go sub-assemble it.
Yeah, it's going to be in a fixed pose.
Yeah. I mean, I tried a few different things, and it was like, I mean, what I would probably suggest before you do your Kshatriya is, if you haven't got one, get yourself a couple or 1 or 2 little cheap HG kits that are like, 10 or 15 quid.
Yeah.
Just to practice building in a fixed pose. They're much simpler construction.
Yeah.
But a couple of little cheap, HG kits just to practice the building and painting with the fixed pose.
Yes, Festa building Gundam, eh? It has been known. I've done one in the past, done the GM Sniper, didn't I? Yonks ago, that was.
Yeah, that was good, that.
Right.
I'm going to leave my building there because I'm going to need to I can't really go, I'm going to have to stop soon anyway.
Yeah, that's why I'm packing everything away, mate. Because we said that we'd only go short tonight because
I can't go too long tonight.
I've got the nurse round in the morning to do me back.
And I've got to let Mama Fox not be kept awake by my waffling. So
no, we'd already pre-decided that one, buddy.
Yeah, a short show tonight.
But no, I managed to get a bit more done on the WAS bomb and a bit on the Sentinel. Ooh, so yeah, I still haven't decided what to do for a base yet for it. I need to design something during the week and 3D print it as a base for the WAS bomb.
A mound of skulls.
That'll work, won't it?
A base made entirely of skulls. Dan Kramer says, I got a couple of Bandai kits. I got the teeny Razor Crest and the 1/12 Mando. I actually was able to order them through Target and had it delivered to my local store. Cool.
Cool.
Just with Bandai plastic, don't use any kind of thinners. Like, what I mean is, if you're going to do a wash of some sort, don't get like you make a wash out of paint and thinners. If you wash thinners all over them, like liberally, or even just like enamel streaking grimes liberally, if they get into the recesses into where there's bare plastic, it can damage the plastic. So you can use enamels and things for weathering, just don't slap it everywhere. Be careful with it. Just be careful. Like if I was making a Warhammer kit, I just, I could take some paint and thin it with some acrylic thinners and just slap it all over the model, no problem. But if it was a Bandai kit, it would just explode.
EC Idaho saying that he's just heard something's crashed from space in Horshall Common near Woking. That's only about 20 miles from where I am.
Oh, really? Let's have a look on our news website. Hang on. Let's have a look and see. I'm sure that'll be on the Biabiasia website. Where is the Biabiasia? Biabiasia news.
Yeah. I'm not seeing anything on me news this side, but
no.
It's all Velociraptor stuff at the moment.
What was it? Where was it? Horshall Common or something?
Horshall Common near Woking.
Is it H-O-R?
H-O-R-S-H-E-L.
Horshall Common.
Right, it's not far from where I am.
Crash. Tiger Woods back home. Tiger Woods back home. Ryder Cup. Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods. Okay. No.
Okay. That well-known local Woking man, Tiger Woods.
Yeah. Tiger Woods space crash.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's because I misspelled Horsham Common. Where are we? That's March 2021. Oh.
Oh, EC Ido says, shh, that news was my War of the Worlds reference. Oh, right.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it isn't Woking, yeah.
I've not read War of the Worlds.
I lived near Woking, so, yeah.
People of my generation, we laugh at War of the Worlds for being pants.
Yeah. Isn't Woking where the tripods landed? Yeah.
You just got me and Colin going off searching for Horsham.
Oh, yeah, because Woking is in the GU postcode, which is next to where I am. I'm in the RG.
You've got me Googling.
So,
although I don't quite know where
Woking?
Tiger Woods.
That's only down the road. My missus has got to go to Woking later. I better tell her not to go there.
I don't know why Tiger Woods popped up. The only article I found was about a kid falling off a rope swing. Because I searched for Horsham Common space crash, and it was like, child falls off rope swing. What?
Oh dear, bless. Well, I suppose better wrap up then, mate. Being that we've both got to be up early doors, haven't we?
Aye. They made their plans.
Apologies, it's a short one tonight, folks. But you're up early with your mum, and I've got the nurse round tomorrow to do all my MRSA stuff for me back because of going into hospital Monday.
Well, when we cut the show short for the reasons, you can be rest assured they are only the finest of reasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
We always select only the finest of reasons in this house.
Rightio then, peeps. Thanks very, very much for tuning in. Apologies
Take care,
that
everyone.
we kind of started rambling and forgot about everyone in the chat because we're useless.
That's what we do every week. We don't apologise for it. It's what we do, man. That's how this cookie crumbles.
Absolutely. I will probably see you again on the Sunday brunch.
I may have a trump coming up.
Oh, go on, go for it.
No, it's not. It's hidden again. It went back in.
Are we doing a Warhammer Sunday? Do you know?
I shall say at the moment yes, but I can't commit to 100%. But yes,
not a problem, mate. Well, bung a link up anyway, mate. Because if it comes to it, I'll just sit here and build some of me battle wagon.
Yeah.
All right, because it'll be my last one for a while. Yeah, it'll be my last one for a while, won't it? So I might as well.
Yeah. Well, I'll do my best to be there. We'll see how it goes.
No worries. And we'll catch you all later on, peeps.
Yep.
So mind how you all go, and we'll
Take
catch
care,
you
everyone.
on Sunday.
Adios,
Love you all.
amigos.
Bye-bye for now.
Big hugs.